and thank you for being here. So my story begins with my father being stationed in Spain, where he fell in love with my mom. Now, neither one of them knew the other's language, but as we know, there are other forms of communication. So they went ahead, got married, moved to Italy, and I magically appeared. Starting school was a little rough for me. I knew a little bit of English, a little bit of Spanish, a little bit of Italian, and a lot of made-up stuff. So communication was a little rough. The only other thing I knew was music. Music always made me feel comforted. I didn't understand the lyrics, but there was something that I always felt, and it made me feel comfortable. It made me feel like I belonged. It's a good thing I didn't understand the lyrics, because I was listening to Madonna's Like a Virgin and Janet's Nasty at the time. But anyways, I was put in special ed to learn how to read and write, and then introduced into regular classes. And huge daydreamer, so I was always getting in trouble for zoning out and doodling. And my teacher confiscated my doodle one day and asked me to stay after class. I later explained to her that she needed to sing my words to this song, Let's Hear It for the Boy, off of Footloose. And she quickly realized that I was rewriting lyrics because they weren't relevant to me. I mean, at the time, boys were gross. They had cooties. Why did I want to celebrate them? So anyways, from there, she immediately put me in the school newspaper, and I became Weird Al Yankovic for elementary school. Nice. Yeah. So my first song, I was 6 years old. We were on a family road trip, and 99 bottles of beer on the wall was getting really, really old. So I went ahead and wrote a song, taught it to my brother, and we annoyed my parents the rest of the way. I never stopped writing after that. Loved it. We moved here to Colorado Springs at the age of 16, when I was 16, and I spent my afternoons teaching my friends the songs that I'd written. Started learning harmony, all sorts of stuff. My friend decided to invite me to one of her classes in high school that day, and said she needed more moral support for her speech. Instead, she got up there and said, "For my presentation, my friend and I are gonna get up here and sing a song she wrote." What? So anyways, we start singing, and the energy in the room completely changed. I started hearing beatboxing, clapping, singing. My song completely transformed into something else. This was collaboration, my first experience with it. It was amazing. Didn't know what I wanted to do with music after high school, because, I don't want to be a singer. Went to college, Pikes Peak Community College, great college, and just figured that's what I needed to do. Was approached by the very guy that song was written for in that classroom. He runs up to me and he goes, "You're that Never Never girl." I couldn't believe he remembered my song. So word started getting around that I started writing songs, ghostwriting for bands. One late night studio session, one of the engineers ran me through a track he had just written. We recorded it right there. I didn't know he was pitching it to the local dance club scene until I was on the dance floor, and the song comes up. I'm going, freaking out. I'm watching the crowd and how they're relating to this song, and it's the most amazing feeling, guys. That's how I communicate. That's how I relate. The bands fizzled out, and so I started submitting my songs a cappella to songwriting competitions, and I started winning. The problem was, they wanted me to resubmit the songs with music, so I was stuck. I found out later that I could go ahead and purchase music off the internet. So I did. And I figured I'm gonna go ahead and create an album for myself. Just gonna do it, see if there's anything to this. Gonna do it. So once I completed it, I wanted feedback, because I'm always curious. Okay, what is it to this? Why do I have this? I don't understand what the purpose of this is. So instead of having my family and friends providing me with feedback, because they're gonna tell me what I feel they probably want me to hear, I went ahead and created a profile on one of the music platforms, Reverb Nation, and submitted my music for critique. I became the featured artist. Nice. And I started winning other competitions, getting interviewed, and getting featured in music magazines. But what do I do with this? I don't want to be an artist. This is my resume. What is this for? I have no clue. So a few years back, I started a company called Lyric Exchange, Artist Development Group. COVID hits, and I have to close up shop. In August of last year, I lost my job of 7 years. I'm sitting on the couch going, well, the heck, I'm feeling sorry for myself, watching negativity news, and just thinking the world needs a big hug, a huge hug. So I was inspired to write the song Lemonade. But what do I do with this? The heck, why do I keep doing this? What if I was to gift the music? And that's where the concept for Cosmic came about. Thank you. Robert.
So what are you going to do with this?
So Cosmic stands for Colorado Springs Music Industry Coalition. It's an alliance for action. So my thought is, by leveraging the relationships in our community, we can create opportunities and events to serve our community. The piece that we play, the piece that I play, is I can give voice and awareness to those events through music and video. We'll monetize that, and how we monetize that is when the songs are released, we'll put them on our social media platforms and people can purchase them if they like them. Those funds will then be given back into the community to that cause, to serve the community. So again, it's about participation and collaboration. Does that answer your question, Robert? All right, good, I did my job. Yes. Great question. So yes, you can. It hasn't been released yet. We just finalized the video. Woo! The track is ready to go. We've got our website up. It'll grow as we grow, and there'll be more content on there, but Lemonade will be featured there, and we'll have a Facebook page to just let everybody know. And I promise I will let you guys know as soon as it's released and share it with you so you have an opportunity to hear it and see the video yourselves. Matt.
We should have a launch party for that. And
thank you.
How do we get into the next video?
Absolutely. So yes, a launch party has already been pitched and is being planned by none other than my employers, who are amazing. So we'll keep you posted, obviously, so you can join that. And next video, well, what will happen is as these opportunities come about and I start doing more of this stuff, we're gonna go ahead and make sure that we communicate that. Where's the next event? When's the next video? Who wants to come out? Unfortunately, I didn't have so much time to really get the word out on the last one. And I know that I threw it out there, and a lot of you, those who could show up, came, and I appreciate that. But every video is gonna feature the Colorado Springs community. So you guys are the stars. Okay, yeah. Riley, I think you had a question.
Say the technical level of the how and what, I understand the why. So what I would like to do is understand in a flowchart type manner how, so let's say it starts right with, I say, hey Jenny, I've got this, song, and we walk you through at the technical level.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and it's a great way to participate also, Riley. So there are many levels of participation. I just want to preface where I'm getting at. So, if you're a musician, a songwriter, you have some musical capability, there's the opportunity to put you in a song. I'm not gonna be the star of every song. I'm a songwriter. I don't wanna be the voice on everything. I don't wanna be the face of everything. It's an opportunity for those who want to participate to, again, collaboratively come together and we create a sound, right? If you don't have a musical talent, but you love music, there's an opportunity for you to be in a video. Come out and join there, If you wanna participate from afar, well, purchase the songs if you like them and know that they're going back into the community. It's a great way to do that. But Riley, to answer your question, I think it just starts with conversations. It starts with our relationships and with connections. And if somebody has an idea for an event, or if there's a cause locally, or if you have a song or an idea for something that might serve the community, that we start those conversations and figure out, where can we use this? right? If it's not something that we can use right now for a current event, cool, we put it in our library and then figure out how to create that event with some of the relationships that we have in our community. And then we start collaborating. We're having those conversations.
Library, so I can go on. If I'm someone that's like, man, I'm creative, I want to see what's going on, I've got these ideas. There's all these dots right beneath your site, and I go in and I start connecting them, and I say, hey, Jenny, I've got this idea. Is that going to be open source?
So, okay, flowchart wise, so Cosmic is kind of the platform to start these communications and to reach out and say, hey, I have this crazy idea, what do you think, that type of thing. So we start those communications there. To answer your question, yes and no. So one of my partners runs RDE. He's the artist development component of what we're doing. There, I'm featured as an artist, only there, so you can kind of hear some of the stuff that that I have in my resume. You can hear some of the other artists, you can hear some of the tracks that they're doing also to kind of get you thinking, right? But those are meant to be resumes. It's not all, I mean, we can create on the spot. What happened with this song, I didn't have music to it. But I went to my connections, they introduced me to somebody, and we started creating something, and Adrian completely transformed it. And it is what it is today. And as we're sitting in the studio, we're literally just going, I hear a trumpet. Who knows a trumpet player? Okay, let's find one. We found one that just graduated. He came in, what do you want on this, Jen? I don't know. Go in the music booth, feel it. Started playing, he's on the track. That's how that happens. Even if you play an instrument for hobby and you just kind of want to get on there, even if you have a voice, but maybe we can get you in there as a harmony. That's how we play. Tawny.
So for those of us that just heard this for the very first time,
Yes.
How do we get out there and find what you're talking about? Because they've all got places to go. How's the best place for us?
Yeah, so our website is www.cosmiccos.com. So there you'll kind of see our mission. There is a project page on there. So if you click on there, you'll see the logo for Lemonade, and you can click on that logo, find out more. There's a video kind of explaining the concept, and we will have the release date on there. So that's one place where you will be able to see the video and purchase the track. Yeah. Oh, and we also have a Facebook page. So it's Colorado Springs Music Industry Coalition. Flip.
What is Lemonade about?
Lemonade was about me feeling sorry for myself on that couch. I was just kind of, having my little pity party and watching it, and I'm like, man, I just don't want to hear this stuff. Again, the world needs a hug. So, remember that song, Don't Worry, Be Happy, that one? I wanted to write something for today, and so I did. And, because I realized I'm not the only one in this slump. I'm not that bad off. Everybody just kind of is going through something. So it's really about going through life, leveraging your relationships, and just kind of keeping a positive mentality. Yes?
I have a follow-up question from Facebook.
Okay.
Jennifer Larson Montoya says, is there a way that schools can get involved and aid in the musical arts program at our schools around the areas?
Good question.
Thanks, Jen. Yes, absolutely. Hit us up. There's a way that you can reach out to us on our website. Share your crazy idea. Ask your question. Those go to me. I'll reach out to you. We'll talk. I definitely want to do something with children and get them involved in this. Music heals, guys. And if you don't believe me, I challenge you, next time you go to a live concert, do me a favor. It's one of my favorite things to do. Turn around. Watch the crowd. If it is not obvious to you, you're missing something. People from all walks of life put aside their differences and come together under one roof, under this universe. Music is the universal language. Any other questions?
How many songs do you have released out in the wild?
So I do have a resume on Reverb Nation. I haven't touched it in quite some time. Honestly, some of the songs were experimental, but they bounce around a lot, but you can check me out there. It's under Jenny Vinatieri. I have 2 albums that were out. I don't know if they're still out there just because I haven't really kept up with them. It's just kind of a test ground. But you can listen to some of the music there and just kind of see what I do. Danielle.
I think you just touched on something for every entrepreneur, like you just said. You know, those were tests and those were experimental, right? But that's what you do in business. So walk us through that piece for you.
You mean how I plan to grow this?
Well, that too. That's eventually coming up. That was the follow-up.
Okay.
But what was that process? What did that feel like for you saying, okay, I know that this isn't my best work yet, but I'm still going to put it out there, right?
I'm curious. I'm always curious. You know, I have that mentality where because I wasn't able to communicate effectively at an early age, I was always listening. I was always watching. And like, okay, what's the commonality here? And it's honestly the rhythm. There's a rhythm in all of us, and I think that binds us. So I just watched, and I figured, and I kind of trusted, even though I was frustrated half the time, right? It took me how long to get to this conclusion that, okay, maybe I can do something with this. I just kind of trusted that the answer will come, right? And it did, hopefully, right? Yeah.
So then how would you like this to grow? So follow up.
Yeah, absolutely. So right now, again, you know, it starts with Lemonade. We're going to release it, put it out there for purchase. If you like the track, I encourage you to please support us and buy it. It goes right back into the community. If you like the concept, reach out to me. I don't care what your crazy idea, event, whatever, right? I'll leverage the relationships that we have, and we'll get the people to play, and we'll figure it out along the way. So kind of the same scenario as before. I'm curious, let's see where this goes, right? I would really love, there's a separate piggy bank for anything outside of Colorado, and that is the piggy bank in which if there's a licensing opportunity for a song, it's gonna go in there so that we have those funds to help with maybe purchasing equipment, having our own studio, that type of thing, right? So that we can do more. I would love to get to a place where maybe we have employees. We can do a ton of different events, you know, partnerships with different companies. It can go anywhere. So it's just kind of a testing ground. Yes.
Can you write on the spot, kind of like artists do painting, you go and you do live painting, is the kind of thing you have comes in and
Yes.
and then you write a song?
Yeah. Yeah, I have connections with DJs that pitch me tracks all the time, and I usually listen to the first 5 to 10 seconds and know whether or not I can write to it. There's something that inspires me in that, so I can write to a track if somebody sends me something, because I just see it. But I don't have to have the music. I feel it. I'm constantly watching all of you guys. I might write a song about this experience, actually. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, I actually wrote one on a hike. I went on a hike and I was like, oh, okay. And then I went back in my car, wrote it. It's actually one of the songs on Reverb Nation. Has nothing to do with the hike. It just something inspired me and I wrote a song. Yeah. Adrian.
Going back to, the relationships and partnerships around town and stuff, can you describe to them kind of the team we have and the resources we can give people looking
Absolutely. So the current team that we have, and again, this is hopefully the thought process is that this will grow and we'll have more resources available to us. But we have an artist development component. So if somebody is out there wanting to be a singer, okay, maybe you don't know how to songwrite. We have songwriters that can help you and write content. If you're a songwriter, but you don't want to sing, like me, well, okay, let's have a listen. Let's go ahead and create something, and let's try to identify somebody out there, maybe in a school or maybe somebody who's already out there, and let's go ahead and have them complete the track. Through our connections, we have ability to get those tracks out publicly, and in hopes to get some visibility, and who knows, if it's good and the right person hears it, there might be the opportunity that person's launched. There might be an opportunity there. Did I answer everything? Am I missing something? I mean, we're currently playing with actually a few influencers in this community, and I know a lot of you know one in particular, who wants to be an artist. And Adrian and him are getting ready to release his content. So it's really, really super exciting to support one another through this, because his message is going to be very different than the message I give, right? But collaboratively, again, there's that rhythm. So what's really magical is the mindset, because as you know, in the music industry, there's a lot of ego. No ego welcome here, okay? You have to come from a place of heart, of giving. And when you have that mentality collaboratively and you get into a studio, it's amazing what happens. When we were first listening to Lemonade, I was like, I don't care, go ahead and rewrite it if you want to. I don't care, yeah, that word sounds better there. Okay, I hear this, Jen, cool, let's do it. No ego. You'd be amazed at how that song takes shape. So in a sense, we're building a soundtrack for Colorado Springs. Robert.
So the big movement today is social impact business, that kind of thing. Would you classify this a social impact business?
Absolutely. That is exactly.
What's the main social impact that you're seeing that you're going to have?
I don't know if I'm going to be answering this the right way, but you know, again, it's through music, it's through playing together, it's giving back so that we can do more in the community. Am I answering that correctly? Okay.
I didn't get this question written down about monetization.
Yeah.
Monetize it, right?
Sure.
That's what you're getting at. It's like, it's great to talk about how we give back and how we help.
Yeah.
But how does that look? And I'm like, man, is this a nonprofit? Is it not? Because
Yep.
going back to like, okay, the money goes back to the organization, back to the community, back to the
Yep.
community. How does that work?
Yep.
Back in the weeds.
As you know, I work for a really great advisor. And so when I was trying to figure out, okay, what do I do this? I gotta structure this. What is this gonna be, an LLC, a nonprofit? I have no clue. So for right now, I'm as an LLC. It is a social impact company, where it's, again, we're gonna test this, right? And as we grow, oh, maybe it becomes a nonprofit. Maybe it becomes something else. I'm not cosmic, guys. Cosmic is our community. This is not me. I just invented the concept. The business is the communities. So we'll test this and see where it goes. And if we have to, we restructure. And for the monetization piece, again, you know, on the website, we have the button to purchase the track. That goes back in there. We have buttons to, you know, if you want to sponsor us, sure, okay. We might have a GoFund or something, you know, where people might be able to donate, that type of thing, so that, you know, we can do some of these things. And then we have a separate piggy bank for those opportunities that are outside of Colorado.
Alrighty, we have time for one more quick question and then our super secret special question. Any takers? Come on, guys.
They ask some good questions.
Alrighty, so I will ask the super secret special
Yes.
question then. What can we as the Colorado Springs business community do to support you and Cosmic?
Come play with me. Come play. You know, I mentioned that you can get involved on you don't have to have a musical talent. Come play. Stay tuned, follow us, check out our webpage, follow us on Facebook. Again, Colorado Music Industry Coalition. Cosmic, COSMIC. Come play. If you want to be in a video, stay tuned, show up. We'll get you in a video. If you are a songwriter and you want to collaborate, tell us, let's play, let's see how we can build this. If you have an event or a crazy idea to serve the community, let's talk, let's figure out how to give it voice. Come play.
Good job. Thank you. Alrighty, so now is time for our, do what? The mug. Oh, thank you. Oh,